Time now for Tech Talk, and like we said, we are going to show you how you can save data on your computer or your smartphone. Kobe Nkrumah has joined us, our resident tech consultant, should I say. So Kobe, how do we save data your way?
Okay, so a lot of times, most computers have automatic updates enabled. They have certain features that are running in the background, and as a result, you connect your modem or your Wi-Fi, and before you realize, you run out of data. So, I mean, these are a few quick tips for people to disable some of these things to prevent them from running out of data now and then. Okay, so if you're using, before I start, let me advise everyone running Windows 7 and 8 to upgrade to Windows 10, because that has features to help you save data. For instance, when you go to the network icon on your computer and you click on it, you'll get to a setting called Network Settings. Or you can click on your Start button and then search for Network Settings. So when you get to your Network Settings, you'll see a list of options over there. It looks something like this. So on a network status, you know your connection. Right now I'm connected to a mobile network, which is what most people will be using and they want to save data on. So you go to your data usage and then you set a limit for how much data you want it to consume. So say you bought
how do you find the data usage?
Data usage is to the left side at the last but one option.
Okay.
So you click on data usage and then it takes you to this screen where you can set a limit. So as you can see, it says cellular data usage. Windows can help you stay under your data limit. This won't change your data plan. Okay. So you set this limit. So say you're on 2 gigs for the week and you don't want to consume more than 2 gigs, you set a limit for, let's say, 1 gig, 59 megabytes or 500 megabytes. And then, so the moment it gets to that 1 gig, 500 megabytes, it cuts you off.
So you won't be able to browse after that?
You won't be able to browse after that. Because if you don't do that, then it means that right after you're going to go and then get into your credits. You have ever had that happen to you where your data runs out and you end up using your own credits?
Talk time.
Yeah. So you can also restrict background data, which is also useful because this is, once again, these background processes also take data, sometimes even more than the ones that you're actually running. So you can restrict background data by setting it to always. And then you can also check your cellular data usage. So as you can see, my usage details, Chrome is used just 8 megabytes. My system uses just 2 megabytes. This is on my cellular network. Okay. So because I set limits, it's not taking more data than it should. But if you look at my Wi-Fi, my torrents and my downloads have consumed more than 50 gigs and the rest because I was on Wi-Fi.
That's a lot of data.
Exactly. And then this is when I'm on the cable. So when you're done restricting background data, you can also check Wi-Fi. You can also limit how much data you use on Wi-Fi because sometimes you're using a MiFi. And then a MiFi also translates, is like a Wi-Fi to the computer.
So your computer recognizes it as a Wi-Fi?
As a normal Wi-Fi. So when you go to your Wi-Fi menu over here, that's the second option. You click on it, you go to Manage Known Networks. So when you click on Manage Known Networks, you see the connections that you have. So this is like my MiFi. So I click on Properties, and then you set it as a metered connection.
Okay.
As you can see, it says if you have a limited data plan and want more control over data usage, make this connection a metered network. Some apps might work differently to reduce data usage when you're connected to this network.
So what does that do?
This reduces the amount of background data that you consume while connected to this network, being your MiFi. So say some Windows updates will not run, some downloads will not occur, and then certain features that need to be installed without you interrupting them will not run because you're on a metered network and they understand that this kind of connection is billed.
But with the functions that are being restricted when you turn off background data and you use a metered connection, will that not affect the way your computer runs normally?
It will not affect the way your computer runs normally. What you'd encounter is, for instance, let's say there's a security update, which is very important, but you will not download it because you set it to a metered connection and it doesn't want to. It can't install because you said don't install background data.
So your computer will still run the way it normally would have.
It will run.
Okay.
But you have to make sure that you connect to a normal network later on so you can do all your updates as and when. And then, so when you set it on, that's it. And then also, other features that I think people should take into consideration are your antivirus updates.
Okay.
And other softwares like iTunes. iTunes does a lot of updating in the background without you knowing, before you realize.
Can't you limit these updates before automatic updates?
You have to go and turn them off.
Okay.
You can't do it. It doesn't. You can't limit it, or you can't set it. Say you just have to turn it off.
Okay.
And it will not. On your phone, it's the same thing. If you have updates set to automatic, turn it off.
Okay.
You only need it at a certain point in time. Yeah.
Right. So, Kobe, any final words first?
Just stay safe online, as I always say.
Right, and be careful as well. Okay, thank you very much, Kobe Nkrumah,
Thank you for having me.
these useful tips. I now know what has been eating up my data when I'm browsing. Anyway, it's now time for business. Daryl Cow is standing by. Stay tuned in.